So last weekend we went to a car show, the first one we've done in quite a while, and car show slash swap meet. We took a few things. You see, I got some British car parts and some motorcycle parts. Dad brought some odds and ends, and also some of my 3D printing stuff. Just a few things to advertise my side business of doing a little bit of 3D printing. And I wasn't really going to take a lot of video because honestly, the cars at the show, first of all, there wasn't quite as many of them as there normally is, and a lot of them I've already taken video of. I mean, it's kind of, you go to a car show in your area enough times and you're going to see the same cars over and over. But I did run across something a little odd, and I kind of want your guys' opinion on it, and I'll kind of walk you through what happened here. So I walked up on this car. It's a really nice 55 Ford custom line model. The guy was standing out in front of it and had a little bit of crowd around him. And he was talking about his car phone. And inside the car, see, he had a original 1946 Bell Systems car phone. And he was handing out cards with the phone number on it. And you could actually call this phone, and it would ring, he would pick it up, and he would talk to you. We kind of take this sort of thing for granted these days, but in 1946, this would have been a huge deal. Now, so the first time I called it, I talked to him, and I didn't record that. I don't think he really wanted to be on video. But I asked him how it works. Is there a cell phone connected to it? Because I was just calling a regular number. And when he picked it up and was talking on it, it sounded like an old phone. It sounded like a radio phone, I guess you would call it. And if you don't know anything about this technology, it basically uses a radio transmitter that was in the trunk of the car, and then you would connect to it via an operator to this radio network that would then call the car, basically. And it was a push-to-talk system. It wasn't like we have today where it's duplex, where you can talk and hear at the same time. You actually had to talk by pushing a button. You release the button, and then you wait as the other person is talking, and then you have to wait for them to end, and then you push the button again. And that's basically how it worked when I was talking to him. And I talked to him just for a minute. I don't believe that the infrastructure for that technology is still around. When I called him, it rang directly through. I'm not quite sure exactly how he was making this happen, and he obviously didn't have the trunk open, so I couldn't see the transmitter in the trunk. It did sound like an old analog phone. It rang like an old analog phone, and it was an old 1946 Bell Systems phone. It looks identical to the old video that you see. I don't really think he wanted to be on video, and he had a lot of people around him. He was really busy, so I only got to let you hear it ring, basically. So I have his number now, and I am going to try to get in touch with him because I would like to see if he'd be interested in doing a little bit more in-depth video on what's going on here. I suspect that he's somehow using a cell technology to do this, but I can't prove it, and he told me that he was not. So if anybody has any ideas of how he might be doing this, if it's possible that it is a radio phone that somehow has a transmitter in the car that is picking up, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is a radio phone, but it's got a transmitter in the car that's using cell technology to pick up the phone call. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, I just thought I would share that with you because I thought it was kind of interesting that the car show, as car shows go, was kind of blah, and we didn't really make a lot of money because nobody was there to spend money. So it would have been better if we'd have just gone to the car show, I think, instead of trying to go there with a bunch of stuff to sell. It was a little bit of work for not a lot of return. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Is he? How might he be doing this if he's not using a cell phone in some way? I don't know enough about it to say. But anyway, as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.